We'll start with the first calculator, the rating PD calculator. Click on the icon. And you'll see when you get to the page, there is a introductory description of what the calculator does, and often gives you some additional information about what our assumptions were in putting this together and how we think it'll be used. And so it's worth reading the first time you use each of these calculators. You'll also see that, when appropriate, there are links to content in Sullivan on Comp. And that's also the case throughout the calculators themselves and in the tooltips, where we also include links to content that will help you better understand maybe what you're being asked for at that point in the calculator. Now, on this PD calculator, we have some fields at the top which are optional. These allow you to input the matter number, the name of the doctor, and the date of the report you're rating, and the name of the injured worker. These are included so that when you print out this report, if maybe you want to put it in a file, you can include that information on it. Presently, we're not allowing you to save reports, but that feature will be coming soon, and once that rolls out, you'll also use those fields to help you locate reports that you may have saved in the past. So let's take a look. We'll start filling this out. We'll start with the injured worker's date of birth and the date of the injury itself. And this calculator, by the way, can be used both with the 2005 or 2013 schedule. And you'll see there's a message here that appears. Based on the date of injury, it tells you which schedule we're using for this calculation. Now, on the occupation field, you can type in and do a search. Let's go with the general laborer. You can input the actual calculated average weekly earnings, and we'll identify what the statutory min or max is relative to your input. Or if you know it's over the maximum, you can just enter max. But in this case, let's go with a pretty high value so we can see how that works. And then we get to the impairments. We enter the first impairment. For upper and lower extremities, you want to specify the side of the body, and you'll see how this comes into play later. And if the doctor's report indicates an add-on for pain, you'll see there's a box. This is where that belongs. Note also that you can copy a rating string. And once you've copied it, you can paste it into a document. Now, at this point, we want to add a few other impairments. At any point, if I realize maybe I've entered something incorrectly or for any reason I might want to remove it, I can do that by clicking on Remove. We don't let you remove the first one because there needs to be at least one impairment. But you could, if you need to make some changes, you could edit that first one, and you can remove the others. And you see each one kind of rolls up, and we're going to get to take a look at how these are combined as well in just a moment. When I've entered all my ratings, you can see that they're stacked up, but they're not yet ordered in the appropriate manner for combining. But we'll see, we'll show you how that happens. When I click Calculate Results, we see a couple things. So first of all, I'm scrolling up to show this to you, is it's identified the order that things need to be combined. And we'll show you how that works. Essentially, it's combining the extremities first to determine what the combined percentages are, and then making those final combinations in the appropriate order. So here's another look at that, and it shows you the work that went into this. So it took the first two extremity ratings that rate out at 35 and 27, the left leg, and combined that to a combined value of 53. And the next two that were combined were 14 and 10, and you can see that was these two, the 14 and 10. And they actually are going to combine out to be 23, which is, as it happens, the same value here. So in this case, it doesn't matter which order the two were combined. But this kind of creates a nice opportunity because I want to also show you how you can make an edit to an input. Let's bump this up a fair amount just for the purposes of seeing the impact of the difference. And you see that after I've made changes here, this button indicates, oh, if you want to see a new results display, you have to press the button to update it. Okay, so we can see that the impairments were combined in this order. The left lower extremities first, 35 and 27. 35 and 27 combined to 53. Then next we have our right upper extremities, 21 and 10. 21 and 10 combined to 29. And then we get our final combined value by combining 53 with 29 and then with 23, and there's our 75% value. We show you the total add-ons for pain so that you can see if the doctor's report exceeds the specified 3% maximum of add-ons for pain. We see the total weeks of PD. And remember, we input a value, a pretty high average weekly earnings, but you can see the statutory max is applied and the resulting weekly rate. And then you see the total TD payout. Now, the date of injury doesn't qualify for return to work adjustments, so none are shown, and that's indicated here with this message. And then finally, we show you the life pension weekly rate, because this qualifies for a life pension. And we link to the applicable present value calculator if you want to take a further look at what the resulting present value of this case will be based on those inputs. When we show you a calculator at the end of an existing calculator or at the end of a results section, that's because that's a calculator that often will, sort of be the next step in the process that you're likely to take. Let me show you the next calculator.